Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep are the makers of premium mattresses that are customized to suit your needs and sleeping preferences and come conveniently delivered right to your doorstep. You can take the Helix Sleep quiz and enter your sleeping preferences, and it will match you with a perfect mattress. For example, I happen to be a side sleeper. I prefer a firmer style mattress, and I share my bed with my husband, who also took the quiz, and it came up with the perfect compromise for the both of us, and we matched with the Helix Sleep Dusk Luxe. We've had our mattress now for a couple years and we are getting terrific sleep. We wake up well rested, and besides getting great sleep, what I really love is that it arrives at my doorstep in a cardboard box rolled up, which was really convenient for us to get up our narrow flight of stairs, and I was able to install the mattress myself. So everyone in my immediate family has a Helix Sleep mattress, and they're getting terrific sleep as well, especially if you compare it to our old mattress, which we inherited. And while it served us well, it was definitely time to be replaced. Helix offers 20 unique mattresses, including their Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite line. There's also Helix Plus for big and tall sleepers, and Helix Kids. All Helix Sleep mattresses come with a 100-night sleep trial to make sure you love it. They also have a 10-year warranty, and there are financing options and flexible payment plans. If you live in the US, shipping is free, and all Helix Sleep mattresses are fiberglass free. So if you're looking to upgrade, Helix Sleep is running their President's Day exclusive partner sale, where you can receive for a limited time only 27% off your mattress. You can click the link down below or head over to helixsleep.com/emmymade to receive 27% off your mattress. Big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video and for their continued support so I can make better videos for all of you. Alrighty, my lovelies, today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful decadent chocolate dessert with only 2 ingredients. And one ingredient is water. The second is chocolate. 2 ingredients to make a decadent, super easy dessert, perfect for a last minute Valentine's treat, or a treat for any time for that matter, because it's so stinking easy to make. Well, I shouldn't say that, because the first time I made it, it wasn't so stinking easy to make. If you want to see that video, I'll put a link to that down below. That was the first time I attempted this recipe. I hope today it will be more cooperative. I tried it 3 times before it worked. And the reason I learned was because of the chocolate. You should use a decent quality chocolate here. First 2 times I attempted it, I used different brands of chocolate chips, which I saw in the original video. This is Heston Blumenthal's recipe, by the way, and it did not work for me at all. I used a much better quality dark chocolate and it worked. So I'm hoping today the recipe will cooperate with me. As I mentioned, this recipe originally came from Heston Blumenthal. It's a chocolate mousse, which is a light and fluffy, airy dessert, kind of like a pudding, but fluffier. But we're just using chocolate and water and a little bit of temperature control and food science. Brilliant, right? I'm also going to show you how to make 2 ingredient chocolate truffles, which take a little bit more time but are super easy to make. Very, very, very little effort for a huge payoff. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to need is some chocolate. I'm using dark chocolate. When I say dark chocolate, I mean about 60% chocolate mass. When you see percentages on chocolate, that's what they're referring to, the chocolate cocoa mass. So the more of that that's in the chocolate, the darker the chocolate, the more bitter, the more snappy, usually the less sweet. So what I've done here is I've chopped it all up. The smaller the bits, the easier the chocolate will melt. I'm using Trader Joe's Pound Plus. I love these chocolate bars because there's a lot of chocolate, 1 pound to be exact, and it's pretty reasonably priced, $6.99 for a pound of chocolate. And for the 2 recipes I used today, it's about half a bar. I like to chop my chocolate using a serrated bread knife, one of these. I find that it chops the chocolate easily and you can get a pretty fine crumb as you're shaving the chocolate, but don't have to use this if you don't have one. Any knife will work. So we just need chocolate, and now we need boiling water. So we have 227 grams of chocolate. That's 8 ounces that I've chopped up. So now we're going to add 175 milliliters of boiling water, or 3/4 of a cup if you don't have a scale. So here we go. pouring it over the chocolate. This seems wrong because I've always been taught when you add water to chocolate, it seizes. But we want to melt it, so we're doing that. This looks cursed. Like it looks like pond scum or something, right? But not to worry. We're gonna be all right. Now we're going to whisk this until the chocolate is completely melted. It smells fantastic, cocoa-y, sweet, and completely dissolved. So now that we have our chocolate melted, we have to re-solidify it into mousse form. That requires some cooling down. So since it recently snowed, I have a bowl of snow along with some cold water. This is purely for novelty's sake. I just went outside and grabbed some snow. You would use ice. Whoa. Snow in a bowl, and we're going to cool this down. And we're going to stir this constantly, and the last time I did it, it took about 5 minutes. I've since learned that if you take it off a little bit earlier, it should start to thicken, and that way it will still stay kind of creamy rather than being a little too stiff. So 4 minutes in, and now it has the consistency of a batter. You can kind of see the tines of the whisk leaving little traces in it. It's definitely thickening up. So cool. Alrighty, my lovelies, it's been a good 15 minutes since I started this adventure, and this is supposed to thicken up a lot faster. And I think I jinxed myself because I said, remember that time I made that and twice it didn't work? And then I finally used a different chocolate and it worked well. Yeah, I think that's the case here because I took the temperature of this and it's about 45 degrees. The ice, of course, is 34 degrees. And while it has thickened up, it has a batter-like consistency, it is not chocolate mousse. I'm not giving up though. I'm going to add more chocolate to this. So what we're going to do is warm this back up, add more chocolate to it, and I'll give you the exact amount so that you can try this with Trader Joe's chocolate. And hopefully we'll get there. I'm confident. Okay, so I used 227. Let's add another 100 grams of chocolate. Alrighty, so I'm gonna place this in the microwave at 30-second intervals until this is all melted, and then we'll try cooling it again. Fun times! So I've added an additional 150 grams of dark chocolate. I know I mentioned 100, but I really want this to work. So another 50 grams of dark chocolate. And we're gonna just whisk this now over our ice water. And hopefully we will get some mousse. We have a thicker consistency. It looks like chocolate ganache, which is a combination of cream and chocolate mixed together, which is what we're essentially going to make our truffles out of. Our 2-ingredient truffles, instead of water, we're going to add heavy cream. So this is thickening, which is great. It looks very luscious. And as it cools down, the glossy look of it kind of goes matte, looks more satin. And you can tell it's getting cooler. So it's at 75 degrees. So it is rapidly cooling. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be really disappointed. All right, I'm going to keep at this and let you know when we get to a point of mousse-likeness. We are rapidly seeing some thickening. Look at that. I think we're done. Yes. See how quick that happened? That happened so quickly. Yes, it worked. It worked. It worked. We saved it. Yes. Look, 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 look. Oh my gosh. I didn't give up. Thank you. Look, we have mousse. We have chocolate mousse. Yes. All right. Get out of my whiskers. Oh my gosh. Now it's stuck. But it worked. Yes. So if you use the Trader Joe's dark chocolate, I will tell you the exact brand, and use 150 additional grams of chocolate, which was a total of 327 plus 50, so 377 grams or 12 ounces, you will get chocolate mousse with 175 milliliters or 3/4 of a cup of water. Okay, it's all in my whiskers. What a mess. So that's what's supposed to happen. It's supposed to rapidly, within minutes, turn into chocolate mousse. And that was not happening with my first batch. No matter how much hoping and praying, it was not going to thicken. So, got some hot water here. And now we're going to take our spoon and dip it in hot water. And then we can scoop some of this mousse into a canal, which is the French word for this shape. I think this seized a little bit too much. So it should have been a little bit, 100 grams probably would have been fine, but whatever. I am no chef. Not too bad. So using a hot spoon, I'm gonna drag it through the mousse and it'll make a nice shiny surface for the mousse. You can also use a couple spoons and do that. That gives it a shinier surface. Look, chocolate mousse, a couple balls of it, and a little pinch of mint. Okay. Chocolate mousse. 2-ingredient chocolate mousse. Alright, my lovelies, let's finally give the 5-minute 2-ingredient chocolate mousse that didn't take me 5 minutes a taste. Here it is, zhuzhed up with a little bit of mint to brighten things up. But there it is. Now let's give it a taste. Look at that. You can see inside. Look at that. Alrighty, itadakimasu. Wow. It was so decadent. Creamy, fluffy. Melts in your mouth. It's like a truffle, but even lighter. Look at that texture. It's kind of foamy. Airy. Delicious. So this is all based on the quality of your chocolate. The fancier the chocolate, the better quality your chocolate, the better tasting this is going to be. But pretty stinking great. I think 100 grams of chocolate would have been enough. 150, a little bit too much. But delicious. So if you want to make this using the Trader Joe's Pound Plus Dark Chocolate Bar, use 327 grams of chocolate to 175 milliliters or 175 grams of boiling water. That's 3/4 of a cup to 12 ounces of chopped chocolate. And you should be able to get some mousse that's not as stiff as mine, but it'll be nice and fluffy and it should set. Delicious. The next sweet treat I'm going to share with you is how to make super simple chocolate truffles. Now, the 2 ingredients you're going to need are chocolate and cream, and it's a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 parts chocolate, 1 part cream. In this case, I'm using 1 cup of chocolate to a 1/2 cup of cream. You're going to chop up your chocolate into very small, fine bits, place it into a bowl, then heat your cream up. You want your cream to be boiling. Then pour your cream over your chopped chocolate. Let it sit for 3 minutes. Then stir everything together until the chocolate is completely melted. It should look glorious and shiny, and this is ganache. You can use this to top a cake. You can dip cupcakes into it. It is absolutely delicious because it's cream and chocolate. But we want it to be a firmer consistency so we can shape it into truffles. So we're going to pour it onto a parchment-lined baking sheet so there's more surface area so it will cool faster. And then you can place it in the refrigerator or let it sit at room temperature until it's nice and solidified. So that's what we have here. The ganache has set up and it should be firm, but we don't want it to be too hard, otherwise it's really difficult to shape. So if you have it in the refrigerator, you might want to take it out for a little bit and leave it on the counter so it can soften. So here is the consistency. And see how it's flexible? Gorgeous. This is the inside of a truffle, dark chocolate truffle. So we're going to take a portion of this, about a teaspoon. You can make them as big as you want. I don't like making my truffles too big because it is very decadent and sweet, but I think that's a good size. That's about 1 teaspoon. And you just roll it in the palms of your hands. If where you're at is quite warm, it's better to do this when it's colder, but it's perfect for me right now, the winter of New England. So that's it. This is a relatively small batch. You can Double this batch if you want to make them for gifts. Perfect for Valentine's Day or anytime, really. You want to give a sweet treat. Of course, you have to like chocolate. So these are a little bit sticky on the outside to make them feel a little bit more fancy. And so they're not sticky. You can roll them in a little bit of plain cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder. And they'll get a little bit dusty, but then they'll look like a truffle. And the name truffle comes from the truffles that are mushrooms, that are fungus, and they look like this. They're covered in dirt. And they are, of course, not sweet, but not sweet. So if you want to get extra fancy, you can place these into tiny little mini cupcake liners, and then you can gift them that way. So stinking cute. Alrighty, enough jibber jabber. Let's go ahead and give them a taste. Homemade 2-ingredient truffles. Well, if you count the cocoa powder, it's 3 ingredients, but you don't necessarily need it at any rate. Itadakimasu. Look at that. See the teeth marks in that? So good. I have to say that I like the truffles more than the mousse. I feel like the heavy cream gives an extra richness, and the mouthfeel is so decadent. It's so smooth. The mousse is really nice too. It's light and airy, while this is just smooth. Silky. So good. There you have it, my lovelies. 2 2-ingredient recipes to make little chocolate treats for somebody that you love. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks so much for watching, and big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. You can click the link down below or head over to helixsleep.com/emmymade to receive 27% off the Helix Sleep mattress of your choice. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. So much chocolate, oh my goodness. Oh.